opportunity missed or point gained or a little bit of both. Honestly, I don't know how to feel after the back of that game because I did not feel like Nottingham Forest offered any threat to us, but at the same time, they did a good job of making it very hard to break them down. Sean Dyche teams, that's what they do. At their ground, it's always tough to beat them. It's been tough to beat Everton when he played when he managed Everton, when he managed Burnley. He has a great record against Mikel Arteta, and today he was at home, but he played like the away side. We had we had enough chances. I felt like to win the game. People talking about you didn't break down the low block. We did a good job. It's just that final shot. We couldn't get anything from it. When you really look at it, majority of the momentum was on our side. Majority of the touches in the opponent's box was on our side. We had majority of the ball. We did everything we could. I just felt like we just couldn't get the ball into the back of the net. 15 shots, 3 shots on target. That tells you the whole story. They did a really good job of getting in front of every single major shot. They did a very good job of getting in front of everything from the beginning. And I can't even remember too many times that they even threatened us or caused any concern for me. I don't know about you guys. From the beginning, when Martinelli had the header, I was like, you know what, maybe we're gonna be cooking. Then we had the situation where Martinelli had another chance. Then there was another Martinelli chance, and Martinelli and Madueke were having chance after chance. Ben White had the chance that missed and went over the bar. We kept going. I remember Madueke had another chance. You had Martinelli, Madueke. They just kept getting opportunities early in the game. Gyökeres had the opportunity, which was blocked on the counter from a great recovery run from the center back. Declan Rice had the shot on target that was saved. It was a nice volley in the middle of the box. There was Bukayo Saka had a chance that went into that was going close to the corner, which was also saved. The goalkeeper today had a great game. You can't lie. Jesus had a shot in the middle of the net from a set piece situation. Gabriel had a header that went over the ball. Or was it blocked or did it go over? I forget. Moreno even had a chance with his headers, and you know how good his headers are. Saliba had a chance. Who else? Timber had a chance late in the game, last couple of minutes of the game, and that was it. All those chances, and we couldn't bury them. In my opinion, today, it's just shooting boots weren't on. Martinelli, for example, that first chance, the big miss that doesn't even that what do you call it? Doesn't even the ball's going. Madueke shoots and the ball's going across the goal, and he misses. And I'm just like, from there, I'm just like, it's a long day. It's a long day. And by the time it got to the 80th minute, forget about that. By the time it got to the 60th minute, I was like, I'm worried. By the time it got to 80th minute, I'm like, we're not winning this game. We're just gonna have to figure out, are we gonna draw or something terrible is gonna happen. But yeah, they didn't offer anything, to be fair. Let's be real. They had 6 shots. They had barely any possession. I don't know if Burnley today was this even Nottingham Forest, or did this? I felt like Sean Dyche took us back to his Burnley days, where he barely had any. How did he have 300 and something passes? I felt like I never seen them on the ball. They were always in their own half, pretty much almost always in their own half, or trying to get the ball, doing something. I don't know. To me, this was just a boring game. Very bad in the sense that we missed an opportunity to go clear. I'm not going to go too crazy on Michael Oliver and the refereeing decision. I do think refereeing decisions, sometimes they go for you, sometimes they don't. I'm just going to take accountability for the performance. I think we can't be yelling and screaming for a handball in that situation, especially when Jesus is not even going after the ball. But yeah, it is what it is. If I would say it is a handball, but I'm not going to yell and scream about it. It is what it is. We've seen a red card situation for City go against them today versus Manchester United. But it's just, what sucks is every frigging time.
Ego.
Go ahead, Leo. I need some balance.
again, disappointing performance. But for me, at the end of the day,
Is
these
the
type of
performance disappointing
no,
or just the result?
no. The disappointing performance for me, the performance, the result is more annoying because City lost today. The truth is, if City did not lose, and because games like this will happen, and if this type of game happens after City loses, we're still going to lose at least another 1 or 2 games,
Look at
right?
these idiots coming in saying Arteta.
Ignore,
It
ignore,
has
ignore,
nothing to do with Arteta.
ignore faceless people who don't have a face on their profile, who just put their names and say, somebody who's X2C CFC 1327 or MCC City, whatever. That's bullshit. Put your name there, put your picture there, and speak if you want to talk. Well, my thing is, games like this will happen. We still have a lot of season to play. This is still going to happen. We're going to draw 2, 3 more games. Every team is going to draw. I think it's more disappointing and painful because it happened after a City loss. My thing is, the performance today was not good enough. I mean, we can't create 4 big chances and miss 4 big chances. Like we literally missed the 4 chances. Forget the Marcel save. Forget everything else. Marcel's had a great game as a goalkeeper today. You have to give kudos to Nottingham Forest. They played us on the low block and they literally parked the bus, and we didn't have any answers for them. So yeah, fair enough. It's a draw. It's 1 point. It's 7 points clear. I'm going to say it again. I've said it from the beginning of the season, since the summer. We're winning the league. The point is, I think Arsenal fans want to win emphatically, like win every game. No, it's not going to happen that way. We're going to have these type of games, and when these type of games happen after City loss, it feels more draggy. Because what's to say we win today, we get 3 points. Okay, we're 9 points ahead, and then we lose three more games before the end of the season. And City win 3 games, they'll be back on track with us. It doesn't matter. The point is, I've seen over what? How many games have we played all season now? I've seen over the last. Let me pull this up right now, real quick. Give me a second. We are in game week 23 or 22 now. I've seen over 22 games where we literally have been dominating wins. We have 5 draws and 2 losses. So the consistency of this team for me overall is that there's a more likelihood that we'll win more games than we will draw or lose. So yeah, it's a painful game to watch. Like it was a boring game. If they had played well and drew the game 0-0, I would be sitting here saying at least we played well. But I think today we played really, really slow. The ball movement was progression was really slow as well.
I gotta give
Um,
Sean Dyche credit also.
yeah, Shanta, you have to give Nottingham Forest credit. Apart from that, again, it's like Nottingham Forest is not City ground away is not an easy place to go win, regardless of what position they're in on the table. Away games are never going to be easy. And I think there was towards like the 67th, 70th minute, you could see the Arsenal players be like, we don't want to lose. Even if we can't win this game, we don't want to lose. Forget the penalty thing.
Let's
Again,
just talk about it quickly. I don't think this is the deciding moment of the game. It's
no,
not.
this doesn't decide anything for
The
me. It
deciding
doesn't decide
moments of the
anything for me.
game, the deciding moment of the game for me is like Martinelli's miss or Saka say the goalkeeper saving Saka's shot. Like how
Yeah.
often do you see a goalkeeper save a shot like that?
Again, what Matsels is is an amazing goalkeeper. He could have saved the penalty even if they gave it to us. It just wasn't our day. We were poor today across the
The
board.
reason why they're
We were
asking
poor
for
today
a
across the board.
handball, the reason why they're asking for a handball is because instead of letting the ball go out for a penalty, he used his hand to shield it in and keep it in play. And they're saying that should be a penalty. Personally, for me, it is a handball. Now, will the goalkeeper even give it as a penalty? 50-50. Do they see it? What would they do in this situation? It would have to be a
Again,
penalty, right?
again, again, again. I really can't call this because his player bumped into him as well. There was just so much going on there
Yeah,
between
yeah.
all of that. So for me, I
Personally,
don't.
for me,
For me,
charge it to the game.
yeah, it's part of the game. If you don't get the penalty, we don't get the penalty. If we get it, we get it. I'm not interested in that. I'm more interested in looking at the performance of the players today, and I think that there's like January we have 9 games to play. So me looking at the squad now, asking myself, all right, so far so good. You have to now manage people's minutes,
All right.
and
But
again,
let me talk about that quickly before we go any further. Well, everyone, do me a favor. Please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. Don't forget, we do have a channel sponsor, OK Jersey, 8% off using the code EGAL on the website okjersey.com. Go check it out. They have retro jerseys of all kinds. I personally thought it was a good idea to rotate, but
no,
maybe
we definitely have to rotate. We have another game in the
uh,
middle of the week.
let me finish. I don't think there's a problem with rotating. It's just playing Martinelli and Madueke from the start versus low blocks might not be the best idea.
But again, that's a good idea. You know why? Because those two players are players that like to run at their fullbacks. They like to run at players in low blocks. Like, who else would you rather start? Like, Trossard doesn't run at his man. Trossard tries to dribble his man or plays a 1-2 ball with the striker or even with the midfielders. But again, Madueke and Martinelli are both players that like to run in behind and cross the ball back in. And Madueke likes to drive at his player, so he's not a bad option for a low block. I think people just try to over speculate this thing. Today we were just poor. That's all it was. Players were not informed today for some random reason. I don't think that the lineup was a bad lineup. This was a lineup good enough to go get a 1-0 win, right? Because again, if you're a low block and you're playing defensively and you have players running at you consistently like Madueke, you're either going to foul him, give away a penalty eventually, or give yourselves multiple corners, which we're good at. But we did not use any of those things to our. Again, if you look at what Madueke was doing, every time he had the ball and he would try to drive, he would cut back again. And so it was progression. Our progression was slow. Again, if you started Bukayo Saka on that side, same thing. Bukayo Saka, in fact, if you notice when Saka came in, Saka went inside right, and it was Ben White. Ben White that was doing the overlapping and the crossing. And every time Saka had the ball and tried to drive at the player, he would be forced back as well. So again, Madueke, I think should have done better in the first half. In fact, a lot of them, Zubimendi, his progression was slow again today. Odegaard was dropping too deep for me to receive the ball and then progress the ball. So yeah, we were poor today, and it's by design from Nottingham Forest. They kept their shape very well. They showed us what it means to play a low block, and they defended very well. And for them, they were waiting on the counter. And honestly, if they had one chance of counter, which was a close one when Raya missed that ball and got up and kicked it away again, that could have been a disaster. That's what they were hoping for.
I think the deciding moment of the game, this was the deciding moment of the game. Martinelli's miss. That, for me, was the biggest moment. Because I feel like this was the best chance for us to break through, and it was marginal. So once you miss that chance...
No, these are the type. Igal, here's my thing. These type of games are going to happen. I think there is a narrative out there being written by Arsenal fans who don't like Mikel Arteta and rivals who are saying, unless this team goes out and wins 4-0 every single game, they are not good enough. It's bullshit. I don't buy that. Overall, this is a very, very good team. 15 wins, 5 draws, 2 losses all season. We've had 2 losses in all competitions. So when people are talking, I think they're just talking out of their ass because they still just want to banter Arsenal. I don't care about the narrative of these type of games will happen to the best teams. It will happen. Whether or not, City is a very good team. Did you think that United were going to beat them today? No, nobody. There was nobody that woke up this morning.
I thought it was going to be a draw, though.
No, I'm saying, but there was nobody that woke up and thought United would win, though. That's the question. Whether you thought it was going to be a draw or not, nobody thought that. This is what football is. These type of games will happen to teams. And I think it's more annoying for me and more disappointing because it happened after a City loss. If this happened maybe next week, right, and we won today, I wouldn't be forced as much. I just honestly wouldn't be forced as much. I think it's more the City loss and us not, and it looking like we did not capitalize. But at the end of the day, there's a game in hand for Aston Villa. Even if they're 4 points behind us, they still have to face City on the last day of the season. So if Aston Villa...
Can we take a second to appreciate Elliot Anderson? That guy is unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, today, there's certain players that you have to just look at and be like...
Was he the best midfielder on the pitch?
Fair enough. I'd say that. I think for me, yeah.
I just got to say fair play to him. Declan Rice on the pitch, Odegaard's on the pitch, Zubimendi's on the pitch. He was better than all of them.
Yeah, Arsenal had a bad day at the office today. Not even just a terrible day, and none of our players stepped up. And this will happen in a few more games. The bottom line is the games where you're having a good day, capitalize on them, and which is what we've done. Which is why we're still 7 points ahead. So at the end of the day, for me, when I look at the overall performances of the players, I'd rather, because if I'm going to judge you on one game and say, "Oh, you're crap," then that's nonsense. What about the other 7 to 10 games where you were very good? What about the other? Because, for example, I hear a lot of Arsenal fans say, "Oh, you didn't play Eze, play Eze, play Eze." Okay, Eze played against Tottenham very well, but every other game Eze has been bad. So for me, I can't play Eze. Because you show up one time doesn't mean that you've got to be consistent. And the consistency of this team is all I'm looking at. 15 wins, 2 losses, 5 draws. And and this is what the second game of the season. The only game in all comps where we haven't scored is this game. This is the
You know
second
what?
time.
I can't blame
So
Arteta today. I can't blame Arteta today because he made 4 changes before the hour mark. Like, what more can he do at that point?
again, it was just a difficult team to break down, and none of our players stepped up. That's all it is. We move. I hear people, like I'm not one of those Arsenal fans that because we haven't won the Premier League in 20 something, 21 or 20 years, will sit here and just criticize a good footballing team when I see one. This is a good footballing team, regardless of the bad day at the office today. So today's game, I'll just chalk it up to a bad day at the office. We move next week. Who do we play next in the Premier League? It's Manchester United.
Yeah,
At this,
Manchester
yeah,
United.
and they're coming to the Emirates, and I think at this time, they're fired up after their win from City. We should just be prepped for them. We have
Mhm.
an Inter Milan game coming up in a couple of days, and one thing that most people don't realize is when teams that are playing in 4 tournaments and are playing Saturday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, like teams that are playing that many games actually don't train in between those games. You don't have time to train. You're working more on strategy. You're working more on tactics. You're working more on who are we playing next? How can we play them out the park? Or how can we play to our advantage? So yeah, that's all it is, man.
Trying to find a picture of the cell save. Guys, when I say that save was unbelievable. Where was it?
Remember the Raya
Where was
save?
it? Would you say it's in the would you say it's top corner or just below the top corner?
I think it was
The
below the top corner. And
That
and
that was
and,
that was
and
a
he
great
could have he
save.
could have missed it again because I think his defender also had his view slightly blocked, which
Mhm.
was why that save for me was an amazing save. But again, when you see stuff like this happen, it's going to happen this season. There's still 2-3 more games this season where stuff like this is going to happen. Yeah. So yeah, you said a good footballing team should be 12 points clear from City by now. Stop capping, bro. This team isn't at this team is not good, right? But this team is top of the Premier League, top of the Champions League, semi-final of the Carabao Cup, and have qualified for the next round of the FA Cup. But it's not a good footballing team. I see your logic. Your
I,
point
I
is
think
you just
I
want
think he
your
made some of
point
those
is
changes. Um,
you see, your point is you have literally right, Ntokozo, you've literally just shot yourself in the foot with that statement. Then what is a good footballing team? What is a good footballing team? Explain what a good footballing team is in the chats. And I hear this narrative and I think it's just stupid because you basically want to banter Arsenal regardless of what it is. And you can go ahead and do that, but that's your opinion. That's your take. My thing is overall, the stats don't lie, the volume speaks. We've won the most games, conceded the least goals. I'm fuming with the draw. Yeah, I agree. I'm disappointed at the draw, because we had a bad day at the office. But overall, I'm not going to shit on my team because I know what they're capable of doing and what they've done so far. Yeah. Even if we started Asia and Odegaard at the same time, today just felt like one of those games. And
it
there's still like 2 or 3 more of these games that will happen like this
is
to us this season. We just have
it
to ride the wave.
it is what it is. We can't.
Imagine people saying a good footballing team will be 12 points ahead of Man City. Is Man City Burnley?
You know,
Like
you know,
we're
people
talking about
always looking
we're talking about Pep Guardiola here, arguably the greatest manager of our time that we've seen. We're talking about City, a team that has already done a four-peat. You're talking about a team that has the best striker in the world with them, and you say, "Oh, a good footballing team should be 12 points," because that's what it is. That's like saying, "Oh, Mike Tyson in his prime. If you're a good boxer, you should go and knock him out." How many people are able to knock Mike Tyson out? Keep your mouth, man. That's the annoying thing that I hate about analysis, where people just would not literally speak the truth. Instead, they just want to banter. So, anyways, like I said, to me,
should we be
this is,
worried about the points tally?
I'm not worried about the points tally. I'm not, because every team this season, look, City is not going to go on a mad 12-game run, 13-game run. And even if they do, we then have to match up. The good thing about having is
It's
that
like
the
the
football god
football
was mad at you,
gods.
girl. I mean, the good thing is like with having this type of cushion is always
By
the
the way,
best,
there's no such
because
thing as
you'll
football
have
gods.
bad games.
You guys believe in this stuff is weird. There's only one God, and the football gods don't exist. Anyways, what are you saying?
No, I said um what was I even saying? As in
We're
the
talking
fellow.
about the points tally.
No, no,
So
it's a
Arsenal's
good
on
it's a
50
good cushion.
points. You know, everyone's saying, watch out for Villa. Villa could drop points to Everton tomorrow. Like, why
No,
are we
no, no,
acting?
no. Villa, Igal. I'm not even worried about Villa
No,
as much.
but
Let me explain
everyone's
why.
just
Let me explain why. I don't care if they drop. I think Villa beats Everton tomorrow. And Villa will be 4 points behind us. Let me tell you where Villa will need to hold a lot of strength. The final day of the season, Villa play Manchester City. City and Villa play May 24th on the final day. If Villa is trying to become the champions this season and topple Arsenal, they have to remove City from the equation on that final day. We've already played Villa away, home and away. We're
bro,
not
the
playing
league's
them
gonna be
again.
done before then.
We've played City home and away. We're not. No, we've not played City yet. We've played City at home. We're going to play them
Bro,
away.
the league's
So
gonna
my
be done
point is,
before then.
yeah,
The
no,
league's gonna be done way before.
I agree. The league probably will be done before that. My point is, if Villa wants to stay in the top four and qualify for Champions League, they still have to face City, which means City has a tough run ahead of them. So for City to literally feel that they're just going to come in and just capture 7 points when you still have to play an Aston Villa at the end of the season, I think it's just jokes, because that's going to decide if Villa stay in the top four or not. Realistically, because if Villa starts dropping points, they've given themselves a healthy cushion. Right now, Villa are 43, Liverpool are 36. They've given themselves a healthy cushion. If Villa, for some random reason, lose 3 or 4 games this season, and Liverpool, lose 2 or 3 more games, and Liverpool win 2 or 3 more games, Liverpool could close the gap, and Villa would not want that. So Villa are going to, they're going to have to step it up and step it in, man. I like the fact that at least it's competitive at the top there with all three. We'll see how it goes. But 7 point gap is not a lot. I just think it's a good enough cushion for you to regulate yourself. If you make a mistake, capitalize on it. Bad day at the office today, it is what it is.
All right. Let's get to yeah, bro, football guys don't exist. You guys need to chill with that stuff. That's like believing in bullshit.
I see. Our attack is crap. I again, there's no.
Look at
You
that
have.
save.
Yeah, that's an amazing save, and that's why I said, like, even his defense. Look, you gotta go back to that save. You gotta go back to that save. You see, like, his defender was trying to also hit, like, that guy in front of him, Murillo, literally could have confused the goalkeeper, but he was so focused. That's an amazing save.
Yeah.
When people
I was gonna show you the Martinelli one. I already
I've
showed
seen the
you.
Martinelli one. I'm watching I have the replay clips here. So
Crazy. Anyways, before we go any further, is there any major talking point off the back of this game? There is. Let me show you. Did you see what Declan Rice said at full time? Declan Rice at full time showing his frustration and saying, Declan Rice spoke out after the game and said, Arsenal dropped points in another Premier League game, back-to-back games, Liverpool, and now this one. You could see Declan Rice mouthing the words "fucking shit" every fucking time.
yeah, players will be frustrated now. But again, this is what I'm saying. I think it's more disappointing because City lost. That's the truth. Let's stop this analysis that people like to do. It's more annoying and more disappointing because City lost. Because again, we are going to have draws this season. Like, it's going to happen, and it is only when it happens. It is the when it happens that annoys fans. Like, for me, I'm angry and disappointed because it happened after a City loss, not because we drew the game. Because we will have draws this season. It's going to happen.
Mikel Arteta said on the penalty claim, I saw it live. I saw it now again. It's very unnecessary. He brings the ball in with his hand. It's a clear penalty.
I don't want to talk about the penalty. Again, I'm done with that conversation. We all know how bad the PGMOL is. They are terrible. They get some good calls, they get some bad calls. It's on us to not allow that to be what determines whether we win a game or not. So for me, that call, I don't care about it. Again, it's like the United game this morning. Should Dallo have been given a red card? Like, was that tackle the red card worthy tackle? Right? But they didn't give it. So I don't care. Like, PGMOL will get stuff wrong all the time. And that could have swayed the game for City, because it could have been 10 men united to City, and City could have won. So am I going to sit here now and then try and be like, oh yeah, depend now? Again, it's when these draws happen that annoy
Thoughts
me.
on Dallo? That was a clear red.
Yeah, I thought that was a clear red as well. I thought that was a clear red.
Yeah, we're consistent here, guys. Anyways, I'm gonna keep it up. Before we go any further, let me just do the player ratings. You guys know how we do the player ratings. We look at the who played, and we just give our ratings straight up.
Let me before you do that, I'm just going to address something really here. Declan Rice has great mentality. Unlike the Gunner Edge, he says that this team is great with that attack. Imagine having an attack that relies on defenders for goals. Imagine having an attack that relies on defenders for
Does
goals.
he not? Who does he support? If he supports Chelsea,
I don't know. No, I don't even know who he supports.
One
But
second, one second. If he
Igal,
supports Chelsea, he would remember John Terry would chip in 15 goals a season.
I don't even care who he supports, right? I can't even speak to who he supports. But
who do you support? Because every single big club has had defenders who stepped up for big goals. Vincent Kompany stepping up for
No. I don't want to address that.
Vincent Kompany versus Leicester. We've seen it numerous times. John Terry for Manchester.
Let me just address something.
Manchester United
Listen, hold on.
with their big men scoring goals.
People like to come up with narratives.
He said Arsenal, bro, in one of our biggest Champions League games ever.
Let me just finish something here. I'll just address. I'm talking when I say the team is great, I'm talking about the team as a balanced team, right? So you can say whatever you want. Let's talk about average possession. Arsenal is top 3. Let's talk about clean sheets. Arsenal is top 3. Expected goals. Arsenal is top 3. Shots on target per match. Arsenal is top 3. Big chances created. Arsenal is number 2. Big chances missed. Arsenal is number 2 with 46 and City with 48. So we only have 2 less big chances missed than City, who are firing on all cylinders. Let's talk about goals scored. Hold on. I want to break it down.
Stop. In the Premier League era, Mikel Arteta's Arsenal is the highest scoring Arsenal team in Premier League history.
I'm not even going to talk about in the Premier League era. I'm talking about this particular team that he says is not a great team. Fine, it's not a great team according to you, but all the stats say differently. Touches in the opposition box, Manchester City 770, Arsenal 753, and then Liverpool 3rd. That's even touches in the opposition box by your attackers. Arsenal is literally top in all these stats. So you can sit there and say that, yes, you're disappointed in the game and how they played today, but you cannot sit there and tell me they're not a good team.
Bro, I'm not even doing player ratings today. There's no point.
Yeah, you can't tell me that they're not a good team.
Bro, is there even a point of doing player ratings? Deo. There's no point of doing player ratings today. What are we rating?
No, they played poorly today. Everybody for me gets everybody.
Everybody's like the same rating.
Everybody for me. I'm not even giving everybody 6.5. I was going to give everybody a 5.5 across the board. Everybody played really badly today, including Raya and that mistake that he made, because they could have capitalized on that throw real quick, and that ball would have been in the back of the net.
Name your best. Who's the best player on the pitch?
Well, you know what? My best player on the pitch today was Nottingham Forest goalkeeper Sells. That was my best player today, if you ask me. Nobody on the Arsenal team deserves a mention right now. And if you say that we're a decent team at best, you all should be disappointed in yourself that a decent team at best is top in the league, top in the Champions League. It means the rest of you are crap. If this team is so decent, it means all your teams that you support are so dead that you are below a decent team. Like, listen to what you're saying when you say these things, right? You can't sit there and say a team is decent or they're a bad team. Why are they at the top of the league? What that means, your team is worse. If my team is crap, then you are the sewage. Then you are the sewage. Yeah, that's all it is. Literally.
Hey, we're gonna wrap it up here. I gotta go out tonight. Have a good night, guys. Everyone, enjoy yourselves. Don't stress yourselves out. We drop points, big deal. We'll get it. We'll get them next time.
Oh no, it means something to top the Premier League, the Champions League table. If you don't realize, you know what it means. If you top the Champions League table, automatically you get your second leg played at your home in the knockout stages. And so if you do progress to the knockout stages, it allows you the option to be able to come back to your home, and that is an advantage. Most people know this when it comes to football, but again, half of you don't know football. You know, you just really want to just banter, but enjoy.
Hey, tell them. Don't know. Guys, have a great day. People saying Eagles on a different planet. What did I say that's wrong?
Yeah, everything matters. Everything matters in May eventually. That's the bottom line. But at this stage, again, this team, if we go by what Arsenal has done first half of the season,
if anything, we gained a point.
Again, if we replicate what we've done first half of the season, this second half of the season, and City replicate what they've done first half of the season, this second half of the season, we win the league regardless. So I don't understand what you're all saying.
Anyways, we're going to wrap it up here. Have a good one, guys.